In the modern world, men are constantly conditioned to believe that the path to a woman's heart is paved with total compliance. We are told that being supportive, agreeable, and endlessly flexible are the hallmarks of a good partner. Men are taught to avoid conflict at all costs, to smooth over every ripple, and to say yes to every whim, request, and demand a woman makes. They believe that by being the ultimate yes man, they are proving their love and securing their place in her life. Yet, these same men are often the ones who find themselves sidelined, ignored, or eventually told that the spark is gone. They are left wondering how a man who did everything right could end up so wrong in her eyes. The secret they are missing is a fundamental law of human psychology. Respect is never given to those who cannot say no. A man who cannot refuse is a man who has no boundaries, and a man without boundaries is a man without a soul. To understand why no is the most powerful word in a man's vocabulary, we must first look at what a yes actually represents. A yes only has value if the no is a genuine possibility. If you agree to everything she asks, your agreement becomes white noise. It carries no weight, no character, and no strength. When a man says no, not out of spite or anger, but out of conviction and self-respect, he is defining the edges of his personhood. He is signaling that he has a set of values, a mission, and a personal code that he will not compromise for anyone. This creates a psychological phenomenon known as frame. A man with a strong frame is a man who lives in his own reality. When he says no, he is inviting her into that reality rather than abandoning it to live in hers. The ancient Stoics, such as Epictetus, emphasized that our greatest possession is our prohairesis, our faculty of choice and our moral character. He taught that if you allow your choices to be dictated by the desires or moods of others, you have become a slave. Most men in the dating market today are psychological slaves. They say yes because they are afraid of the consequences of no. They fear her disappointment, they fear a potential argument, or they fear she might leave. This fear is a scent that women can pick up on a subconscious level. When a woman senses that your yes is born of fear rather than genuine desire, her respect for you evaporates. She realizes that she can move you, and if she can move you, she cannot rely on you to be her anchor when life becomes difficult. Machiavelli understood that the foundation of respect is the knowledge that a person cannot be easily manipulated. In his observations of power, he noted that those who seek to be loved by being overly indulgent often end up being despised. This applies directly to relationship dynamics. A woman's attraction is fueled by a sense of mystery and a need to discover who a man truly is. If you are a yes man, there is nothing to discover. You are a mirror reflecting her own desires back at her. By saying no, you establish yourself as an independent entity. You create a healthy level of friction that reminds her that you are a man who must be considered, not a servant who can be directed. From a perspective of evolutionary psychology, women are biologically wired to seek out men who can protect and provide. In the modern world, this doesn't always mean fighting off predators, but it does mean having the mental and emotional fortitude to stand your ground. If a man cannot say no to the woman he loves, how can he be expected to say no to the world? If he cannot set a boundary with her, how will he set a boundary with a business rival, a disrespectful neighbor, or any threat to his family's well-being? Her tests of your agreeableness are often a subconscious search for your breaking point. She wants to find the no, because the no is where your strength lives. When she finds it, and sees that you hold it with calm confidence, she feels a profound sense of relief. She has found the limit of her influence, which means she has found a man who can lead. Consider the dynamic of a man who says no to a last-minute plan because he already committed to the gym, his work, or his friends. To the yes man, this seems risky. He thinks he might miss an opportunity to see her, but to the woman, this no communicates that his time is valuable and his commitments are non-negotiable. It tells her that he has a life outside of her, which immediately increases his perceived value. It forces her to respect his schedule and, by extension, respect him. The man who drops everything the moment she calls is signaling that his life is empty and his purpose is secondary to her attention. He thinks he is being romantic, but he is actually being a burden. A woman wants to be a part of a great man's life. She does not want to be his entire life. Socrates believed that the highest form of human excellence is the mastery of oneself. This Self-mastery is tested every time you are faced with the urge to please someone at the expense of your own integrity. When you say no to a request that violates your principles or interferes with your goals, you are practicing Socratic virtue. You are choosing the long-term health of your character over the short-term comfort of social harmony. This integrity is magnetic. Women are drawn to men who have a clear sense of direction and the discipline to stay on that path, even if it means occasionally disappointing the people they care about. A man who can say no to a beautiful woman is a man who has mastered his own desires, and there is nothing more respected in the masculine hierarchy than self-control. Many men fear that saying no will make them seem like a jerk or an alpha male caricature. This is a misunderstanding of the concept. A stoic no is not delivered with a raised voice or an aggressive posture. It is delivered with the calm, immovable weight of a mountain. It is the no of Marcus Aurelius, who remained composed while the world burned around him. You don't need to be mean, you simply need to be firm. No, I'm not comfortable with that. No, I have other plans tonight. No, I won't be spoken to in that tone. When you deliver a no with calmness and without the need to over-explain or justify yourself, you are demonstrating that you are the master of your own emotional state. You are showing her that while you care for her, you do not need her validation to be okay. The yes-man trap often stems from an underlying insecurity, a belief that I am not enough just as I am, so I must do more to keep her. This is the definition of a low-value mindset. The man of high value knows that his presence alone is a significant contribution to her life. He doesn't feel the need to buy her affection with constant compliance. He understands that a healthy relationship is a balance of two independent individuals, not a fusion of one leader and one follower. By saying no, he maintains the polarity that keeps attraction alive. He keeps the flame of desire burning by refusing to let it be smothered by total predictability. The secret reason she only respects men who say no is that no is the only word that proves you have the courage to be honest. A man who always agrees is a man who is likely hiding his true feelings to avoid trouble. He is a man who can be bought with a smile and silenced with a frown. A woman can never truly trust a man like that. She needs to know that if she is wrong, you will tell her. She needs to know that if she oversteps, you will stop her. Your no is her guarantee that your yes is real. It is the foundation of trust. Without the ability to disagree, there is no real intimacy. Only a surface-level performance of harmony. In your journey towards stoic masculinity, begin to pay attention to your yes. Notice the times you agree to something while feeling a knot of resentment in your stomach. Notice the times you say sure when your heart says never. These are the moments where you are leaking power. These are the moments where she is losing respect for you, even if she doesn't realize it yet. Practice the power of the no. Start small if you have to, but be consistent. Watch how the dynamic changes when you stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the pilot. You will find that when you start saying no more often, the quality of your relationships improves. The women who were only with you because you were easy to manage will fall away, and the women who value strength and integrity will be drawn closer. You will no longer be the man who is constantly walking on eggshells, trying to manage her moods. You will be the man who stands on solid ground, inviting her to join him there. This is the essence of masculine leadership. It is not about control over others. It is about absolute control over oneself, and that control is best expressed in your ability to look at anything that compromises your value and say, with total peace and unwavering strength, no.